Welcome to NodeCast Explains. Today, we are talking about a fundamental shift happening under our feet, a change in the global energy system that is going to define Canada's future for the next century. And really, this isn't just about the economy. It's about who we are as a nation and what kind of country we want to build.
So let's just cut right to the chase with a big question. Is Canada's entire energy strategy, stuck in the past? Because, so much of our national conversation, the stuff you hear on the news and from our leaders, it's based on a set of facts that just aren't true anymore. The game has totally changed, and it's about time we all learned the new rules. All right, let's start on familiar ground. For generations, Canada's story has been the story of an oil and gas superpower. I mean, it's in our DNA, right? A huge source of national pride, of our prosperity. So much of our modern economy was built on this idea. But what happens when that very foundation begins to crumble? Yeah, for decades, the logic was so simple, so powerful. The world always needed more energy, and hey, Canada had it. That was the bedrock. It was a sure thing. But what if that sure thing is, not so sure anymore? Because right around 2020, while all of us were, understandably distracted by a global pandemic, something else was happening quietly in the background. A massive economic phase shift hit the energy world. A tipping point was reached, and the rules of the game changed for good. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. We kind of slept through it. We're still operating on this pre-2020 mindset, thinking we need to push new, expensive energy tech into the market with government policies. But the reality has completely flipped. The market itself is now pulling these technologies in, and that pull is becoming irresistible. And here it is, you can see that exact moment. Before 2020, this whole transition thing was a slow, expensive grind, pushed along by governments. But then, bam, a whole suite of electric technologies, solar, batteries, you name it, they hit what's called price supremacy. That's just a fancy way of saying they became the cheaper and the better choice. Now, it's a full-blown market revolution, and it's moving at lightning speed. So let's be really clear about this. This is not a debate about the environment or politics anymore. This is about cold, hard economics. The new electric technologies are winning because they are just flat out better and cheaper. The free market is speaking, and it's speaking loudly. So let's dig into the 4 big reasons why. It really just comes down to the same 4 things that make you decide to buy anything, whether it's a new car for your family or a billion-dollar factory. Number 1, the sticker price is plummeting. 2, the cost to run it, your operating cost, is way, way lower. 3, the product itself just keeps getting better. And 4, it's not some risky, newfangled thing anymore. On every single one of those points, electrification is winning hands down. Now, the engine behind all of this is a powerful economic force called Wright's Law. Think of it like Moore's Law for computer chips, but for, everything else. It's a proven, almost magical principle. Every single time you double the number of things you've built, the cost to build them drops by a predictable amount. It's an iron law of manufacturing, and it is absolutely unstoppable. For stuff like solar panels, batteries, and EVs, that cost drop is about 20% for every doubling of production. And this creates this amazing feedback loop, right? We build more, they get cheaper, so we build even more, and they get cheaper still. It's a fantastic, relentless race to the bottom on price, which is just great news for all of us. And if you want a sneak peek at this future, you just have to look at what's happening in China right now. Because of their incredible manufacturing scale, they're years ahead of us on this cost curve. The jaw-droppingly low prices for batteries and solar and EVs over there, that's a direct preview of what's headed our way. The future is already here. Okay, but this brings us to a really common argument you hear in Canada. It's this comforting but really dangerous myth I call the last barrel theory. The thinking goes something like this. Sure, oil demand might drop, but Canada will be the last barrel standing. It sounds good, doesn't it? But it's a total fantasy. I mean, just think about what happened with cars and horses a century ago. The automobile didn't just take a little piece of the market. First, it grabbed all the new demand for travel, and then it started aggressively replacing the horses that were already there. See, new technologies, they don't just coexist, they conquer. And a shrinking market? Oh, that's not some gentle sunset, it's a bloodbath. When the pie gets smaller, the fight for every last crumb becomes absolutely vicious. It turns into a brutal, frantic race to the bottom on price, and only the producers with the absolute lowest costs have any shot at all. And hey, if you ever wonder where things are really going, just follow the money. It never lies. Just a few years ago, this chart was flipped completely upside down. Today, two-thirds of every single dollar being invested in new energy is pouring into electrification. The smart money has already voted with its wallet. So you see, being the last barrel isn't some prize you win. It's a trap. It means you're stuck in a flooded market fighting over scraps. It's a race to the bottom on price, and let's be honest, for a high-cost producer like Canada, that is a race we are just not built to win.
But, and this is the most important part of this whole explainer, here's the incredible news. This global energy revolution, it's not a threat to Canada. It is, without a doubt, our single greatest economic opportunity of the 21st century. But it's only an opportunity if we have the courage and the vision to actually go for it. See, what's happening now is we're not just swapping out parts. We're building a whole new, smarter energy system. And all these pieces work together. Cheap solar and wind power are EVs. The batteries in those EVs can help stabilize the entire grid. Super efficient heat pumps warm our homes. Each piece of this puzzle makes all the other pieces better, creating a virtuous cycle where the whole system gets more powerful and cheaper over time. And just look at this number. This is incredible. Moving to an all-electric vehicle fleet requires less than 1/3 the primary energy of our current gas-powered cars. Let that sink in for a second. We could do everything we do now with 2/3 less energy. That's not just a change. That is a productivity boom on a scale we haven't seen in generations. So, this is the choice that is right in front of us, as a country, right now. Do we spend our time, our money, and our incredible talent managing the slow decline of a 20th century industry? Or do we seize this moment and build a clean, prosperous 21st century electric superpower? The world is moving fast. The choice is ours to make.